Hi, good morning everyone. This is Stephanie, this is Brewski, well, his big broad chest right now. He's gonna stay on the deck with us today. The weather is nice enough that I'm on my little patio, so there might be a moment where I have to run, grab him, put him inside. We'll see how it goes. I have a little toy to entice him, and I roped off the area. You'll see in a second. But yeah, thank you for joining for yoga today with us. What I would love for you to do is come back to your mat in a child's pose. I'm glad I feed you greenies. Your breath isn't too bad. Okay. And if Brewski blocks me a little bit too much, just send me a wave and I'll let you know. So coming down to the mat in our child's pose, I want you to bring your knees to the mat, bring the tops of your feet down, bring your big toes to touch. Knees are a little bit wider than your hips. We're gonna sit back, trying to claim your space on the mat, stick your forehead on the mat, and reach very far forward. There we go. Now, in your child's pose, take lots of big breaths, filling that space in your back with air, and I want you to close your eyes and give me about 5 rounds. Right now you're enjoying the sounds of the neighborhood birds and the trash man, which is just lovely. They're delayed one day from the holiday, so just give them a little wave. And now our smelly trash is gone. So maybe you have about 2 more breath cycles to go. Make it super slow, very slow inhales and very slow exhales. Just calming down for our 30 minutes ahead. All right, I want you to continue that deep breath, filling that space low in your belly with air, but still keeping your core tight. We call that our diaphragmatic breath. So we tend to kind of breathe, restricting in our rib cage. I want you to think about filling that area further below. All right, let's come up to all fours into our tabletop position. Whew. Hands beneath our shoulders, knees beneath our hips. On the next exhale, arch that back up for cat pose, thinking about bringing head and hips closer to each other. And on the inhale, open the belly button towards the floor, stretching or opening, broadening the collarbone. Continue in your own time for about 3 to 5 more rounds, trying to really move that spine, activating our central nervous system. Perhaps we recently woke up, perhaps we're doing this video as a little bit of a break in our day or towards the end of the day. Regardless, we want to get that spine moving, kind of as that signal like, hey, traffic highway is open, we can start firing off those neurons and moving everything. After 3 to 5, I want us to come nice, flat, and strong in our tabletop. Really grip the ground with all 10 fingers, pressing your knees and your feet into the mat. If you're allowed to share your mat, I'm gonna rotate. Moving into a spinal balance, let's start with that right foot. Flex the foot, extend it out. If we can, lift that foot to hip height or somewhere between floor and hip. I want that belly to be tight, that back to remain flat. Left hand, reach it out. Take a few inhales as we expand the space between our lead fingertip and our back heel. Growing longer with each inhale, squeezing tight, holding strong with our exhales, and bring it down to all fours. Switching sides to build a strong core with the left leg as the involved leg this round. Flex the left toes. If we can, lift it up to hip height without sacrificing our back. Right hand, maybe pinky to the floor or extending out. Again, inhales to lengthen, to grow tall. Exhales to tighten, really push to the floor, not only with the hand, but also with that base foot and knee. And bring this down. Extending that right leg out, once again, we're gonna do some kind of fake hamstring curls. That right foot is flexed. We're squeezing nice and tall. I want you to squeeze that right butt cheek, like really clench it, and try to kick yourself in the butt about 3 times. Get that heel as close to the butt as you can, keeping that knee up as high as you can. Feeling a nice activation along the back of that thigh. Again, you're really clenching that butt cheek. And after your third, extend back to that spinal balance. Left arm reaches out. Keeping that right foot flexed, let's reach in diagonals now. Your right foot's gonna come a bit to your side, your left hand towards the left side, maybe feeling it engage your side body. And back to that midline. Big long stretch, big long inhale, grow tall. And exhale down to all fours. Staying strong in those hands now with that left leg's turn. Extend it out. You're not leaving the deck, bro. You're gonna flex that left foot, squeeze that left butt cheek, activate through the core. and 3 slow, super tight butt kicks. It's really on us how much we squeeze that leg to activate the hamstring, and if yours needs some recovery, you can take it a bit lighter. After your 3, extend that left leg and return to spinal balance, adding that right arm. Reaching in a diagonal pattern here. Feel a bit more in the side core, maybe the side glutes. Still flex that foot strong. Bring it back to the middle. Back to one more long reach. Inhale, squeeze. And exhale down to all fours. Bringing those big toes to touch. Let's sit back in our child's. Take a really long extension from fingertip through tailbone. Spread your shoulder blades and grab those Hasta Bandha hands. So gripping your fingers, digging them into the ground. Tuck our toes underneath of us. Lift those hips up and back for that first down dog of the day. I want you to shake your head, shake your hips, pedal your feet. Feel free to continue doing those. I want you to take about 3 breath cycles here. Big, slow inhales and big, slow exhales. Options for our down dog today. You're more than welcome to bend the knees, shifting the hips back a little bit more. And let's not forget, child's pose is always a go-to in this yoga class, in any. Whether it be a break from down dog or if you just need a little break to regroup and reconnect with yourself, you can always go here. From our down dog, let's inhale, kick up the right leg. Our toes are going to flex. Our ankle will flex and our toes will point towards the ground. Our hips will stay even towards the floor. On the exhale, step that right foot between those 2 hands for a low runner's lunge. We're moving right along, so on the next inhale, we may lower the left knee to the ground or keep that left leg straight, rising up for our crescent lunge. We're driving that right heel down into the ground so you can feel that activation in the hamstring, so push that hip. Take a big inhale, reaching up here, perhaps a baby back bend. And on our exhale, give me some cactus arms. Palms facing your front. Give me an inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, cactus arms, still squeeze the belly, pull this right hip back. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale on the next cactus, perhaps reaching up towards the ceiling. Inhale back to the top of that crescent, rotate the fingers to face each other. And let's take an exhale to a plank or a modified. We're moving right into that vinyasa. Exhaling down to chaturanga. Inhale for up dog or low cobra. Do what feels most comfortable for you. Try to broaden the chest in either option. And exhale, peel up and back to down dog. Taking your 3 or so breath cycles here. Perhaps it's those wiggles. Perhaps it's that modification. And moving on towards our opposite side, just to warm up that vinyasa. Inhale, kick up the left leg. Exhale, give it a big step forward for that moment in runner's lunge. We may place the right knee down or keep it straight and activated. Inhale, rise for crescent. On the exhale, cactus arms, about 3 rounds. Inhale, reach up tall. Let's pull that left hip back. Exhale, bring it down. Push heavy into that left heel. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, bring this down. And open that back or that chest towards the ceiling. Inhale, back to crescent. Fingers face each other. Exhale, plank to chaturanga. Take it kneeling as preferred. Inhale, up dog. Only hands and feet to the mat. And then exhale back to down dog. Let's continue to breathe. Take one more lift up with the hips, then push them back. Feel that extension, really focusing our intention today on our lower half. So feel that extension on the thighs. Drop your heels down to feel the work on the calves. And slowly start to walk your feet up to the hands, ending up in a ragdoll pose. Hands resting at those elbow bends, perhaps swaying, remembering to relax that neck. Let's wiggle our toes to touch, release those hands, bend those knees, inhale, reach towards the sky above, and exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment to feel all 10 toes digging into the ground. We're going to take a little chair series to get the legs warmed up and get that heart rate up a bit too. On the next inhale, shoot to that tall mountain pose. And on the exhale, sit just that butt back in chair. If we can, keep the biceps next to the ears. Alternative options, hands to our thighs, or even parallel to the ground. Take an inhale to squeeze the shoulder blades together, and exhale to sit down. Let's wiggle those toes. Make sure the weight is from the balled foot back. Again, another inhale to lift the chest. And exhale to shift that butt behind the heels. Our knees should stay stacked right on top of the ankles. And again, another inhale. And exhale, fall all the way forward to that forward fold. Let's inhale, rise to a flat back. And on your exhale, hop, or I'm gonna step back to my plank here to chaturanga. Thank you, Brewski. On the inhale, up dog or low cobra. And exhale back to down dog. On our next inhale, let's lift the heels, look to the hands. Exhale, take your light, hop forward, or perhaps it's that step forward. We're gonna flow right into it. Inhale, rise to a flat back. Pushing the tailbone back. Feel this in the hamstrings. Exhale, reach to the floor. Wiggle your toes. Nice and close. Drop that head. Bending our knees. Inhale, circle sweep to the sky above. Exhale, hands to heart center for this moment to really ground our feet. Inhale, reach right on up. Exhale, sit back and down into that chair pose. Use your inhales to broaden or kind of lift up that chest, and our exhales to sit that butt back and down behind the heels. I'm gonna let you take some of your own breaths as we maintain this strong hold. Now feeling that ground beneath you, really clenching the ball of the foot all the way back to the heel in each foot. Let's push that right foot into the ground, lifting our left foot up just a little. Very nice. Shooting those arms back for airplane arms, step our left foot back for a crescent lunge with that lean forward. Really feel this in the right hamstring by driving down through that right heel. We're gonna pulse those arms up for 5, for 4, squeezing through the shoulder blades, 3, 2, 1. Hold those arms up strong. Now make 2 strong fists. We're gonna stay strong here. Keep that heart right above that right knee. Keeping with those fists, let's push that weight into the right foot again and step that left foot forward for our airplane chair. Just keep making those strong fists. While we're maintaining those strong fists, squeezing that belly, let's pulse those arms up for 5, squeeze through the shoulder blades, 4, 3, stay strong through those arms, 2, 1, hold here. Inhale, rise all the way up to mountain. And exhale, swan dive forward and down. We have a vinyasa to break that up. Inhale, rise to a flat back. Exhale, step or lightly hop right into that chaturanga. Elbows are squeezing the rib cage. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, back to down dog. Continuing on, inhale, lift the heels, look to the hands. And exhale, take your light hop or your steps forward. Inhale, rise to a flat back. And wiggle your toes close. Exhale, reach on towards the floor. Bending our knees. Let's inhale, sweep towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. This is our reminder to ground ourselves, not only connecting our feet, but perhaps feeling that heart rate for a moment, making sure we're not caving down the shoulders. Think about pushing the heart into the fingers. Inhale, lift those hands up. Exhale, sit down in chair. Bring those arms back as we continue to breathe. That heart should come right above the knees. Let's pulse this for 5, 4, 3, squeeze those shoulder blades, 2, 1, hold it up there, make tight fist. Shift the weight into the left foot, still keep that knee bent. Right leg up, and step it back for an airplane crescent lunge. Pushing heavy to that left heel. So our focus today is lower body work. I'm giving you some shoulders here with this arm stuff. Let's pulse those arms up with the tight, tight fist for 5, squeeze the belly, 4, 3, 2, hold up and tight, keep that left knee bent, step that right foot forward, and inhale, reach up all the way, and exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise to that flat back, creating space between tailbone and top of the head, create that length. On the exhale, step or jump back to your plank or chaturanga. You can just always make things work. Inhale, up dog or low cobra, and exhale back to down dog. So I want you to take about 3 breath cycles, sinking in. You may or may not have a nice view of the dog bottom right now. I sure do. Now from here, start pedaling the feet, wiggling those hips, making sure to push that heart back towards the knees, always finding a way to lengthen, to extend, to give yourself a little bit more in that pose so that perhaps those hamstrings can lengthen, the calves can lengthen before we take on or continue the rest of our day. Bringing our feet, our toes to touch. Let's inhale, kick up the right foot. Exhale, give it a giant step forward, runner's lunge. Pivot your back left toes about 45 degrees down to prep for warrior one. Let's inhale, rise up. And thank you. I know I'm switching my angles a lot. As we're in warrior one, pull that right hip back. The difference between warrior one and crescent, a big one, is that the heel is down. Inhale to reach up nice and strong. We're still pushing heavy as if you're trying to take flight off that right foot. From here, let's straighten up the front leg. Give me an inhale to lengthen tall. On the exhale, hinge at those hips, coming to a flat back. Stay at this nice flat back or somewhere in between as we pull this right hip back. Should feel some good engagement here, some good stretching of the hamstring. Give me one more inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, reach the hands for the thigh, shin, or floor. Let's skip over the kneecap. Hang where you would like to hang in our pyramid pose. Let that head rest heavy. Again, spiral that right hip back, kind of pull it in, tuck it in next to your left hip. Take a moment, inhale, rise to a flat back. Exhale, see if that helps us sink a little bit more. And it's totally fine if our hamstrings say no. If the hamstrings feel super tight today, or really even any day, try to commit to alternating between standing and sitting while we're at work or taking on our tasks today. Understand it is totally easier said than done. We're all making do with the setups that we have. Let's think of those little things that we can do here and there to preserve our bodies in the long run. From our pyramid pose here, let's turn this into a runner's lunge. So perhaps step that right foot back a little bit. Yeah, you're staying up here. Now turn your left toes to face the side of the mat. We're prepping for warrior two. My left arm, I'm going to reach it forward and cartwheel it up and over. Warrior two with the right foot as the lead. I want that knee over top of the ankle, the shoulder blade squeezing, and dropping those shoulders down. Now we're trying to engage our legs, and you've got all the space in the world. Either it's you taking the class now, maybe you've got someone next to you. Spread your feet on the mat. It's your territory. Turn this right palm up. Let's inhale for a reverse warrior. Keep that deep, like almost like a bench seat bend in your front leg. Squeeze the butt cheeks, tuck those hips under, and exhale back to warrior two. We're going to sink in a little bit deeper, and again, inhale, reverse. Push strong through your right heel. Exhale, warrior two. And one more time, inhale, reverse. Lift up and out of the hips. On the exhale, we're going into a side angle. Rest the front arm on the front leg. Reach straight up to the ceiling, or maybe a little bit beyond. I would love for us to think about our chest spiraling to that sky above. Squeeze that right butt cheek. So this bottom one here, push it forward. You're going to feel a great benefit for your hips. If you have a block or a book, you want to reach towards the floor, perfectly fine by me, as long as we do what we can to create a little bit of space between our body and this leg. Reach up strong through those left fingertips, push down heavy through the right foot, and back to warrior two. Let's inhale for one more reverse. Exhale for one more quick side angle, just the duration of a breath cycle. Inhale back to warrior two. Now keeping this right foot bent, toes facing straight on, let's bring the hands to heart center. Start to rotate this into a crescent lunge. Left heel is lifted. Trying to stay low in that right foot, pushing a lot of weight. We're going to push that heart forward above that right knee. Still keep that chest open. Let's stay as low as we can in this bent position. Bring this into a chair pose. Now, take a moment to roll those shoulders back. Keep those knees in alignment with each other. Let's rotate towards the left side, working to get this right tricep towards the outer quad. But we can stop anywhere along this twisted chair. I like to push my hands against each other. And again, you might notice one knee juts forward. Try to pull it on back. If you can, gaze over top of that front shoulder and sit that butt on back. We can take options like opening those arms or closing them, but feel that spiral twist all the way through your spine. And again, glue those thumbs to your heart center. Turn this into a forward fold. Give your butt a quick little shake, a quick little rest. But we're not done with that right leg, not just yet. Bending our knees, inhale, circle sweep to the sky. And exhale, sit down into that chair pose. Let's inhale for those airplane arms. Chest is over top of the knees. Exhale to sit on back. Let's continue to breathe. Pick up that left foot while that right knee stays bent, and slowly, gently place it back, as quiet as you can. Like you're actually trying to be mindful of your neighbors around you. Let's inhale, rise for a quick crescent lunge. Keep squeezing tight through the right butt cheeks. On the exhale, shoot this forward for warrior three, balancing on the right leg. My left toes are flexed. We want to spiral those hips down. We can take the hands back to airplane arms. You can reach them in front. And thank you, we've got 4 people on. Awesome. In warrior three, the right foot is our lead here. We have options like keeping the left foot down. Make sure that we're bracing the belly in either of those options. We should try to look like a capital letter T. Arms can be wherever you'd like them to be. Now, bending your right knee just slightly, see if we can reach those hands towards the ground, turning this into a standing split. Maybe if we have a block or some books to take our hands on, feel free. Again, spiral those left hips down, flex that left foot. On the next inhale, kick that left foot up a smidge higher. I like to bring my hands forward for this next little squat. Let's continue to breathe. I even tent my fingers. On our next inhale, kick the heel up even higher. I know, get it up there. On the exhale, we're going to tuck that left foot behind. See if we can sit the right butt cheek back down as low as you can in a single leg squat. Then inhale coming up. Now build the range of motion. This right leg is most comfortable with going. Inhales to lift, exhales to sit down. Try to go for like 3 to 5 rounds. Dedicating this move to the right glutes. Going up for that extension, sitting down as low as we can. Try to imagine like you're placing that butt behind your heel. So really like start reaching it back all the way from the top. At the end of your 3 to 5, bear with it. We're going to hold on to that standing split. So back to where we started, lift it up, feel a lot going on the right butt cheeks. Flex the left foot, drop that head down. You can even start to balance, maybe taking a hand or two off the mat and onto the calf, totally optional. Step this down, feet are about 2 hip distance apart, 2 fist distance apart, and shake your hips. Bending our knees, circle sweep, reach all the way up to the sky. Vinyasa intermission. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise to that flat back. Exhale, stepper hop, plank to chaturanga. Elbows are squeezing in tight. Inhale, up dog, low cobra. And exhale back to down dog, where we'll breathe, perhaps shake things out. All right, we got one side down, a second side to go. Let's kick that left foot up. Foot is flexed. And step that left foot between our 2 hands. Hanging out in a runner's lunge as we continue to breathe. From here, we're going to step that right foot in just enough to plant the heel, maybe like a 45-degree angle with that back foot, and lift on up for warrior one. In warrior one, we're pulling the left hip back now. We're pushing heavy through that left heel, and we're just hanging out. Brewski is definitely just hanging out right now. He was playing before, but maybe it's best that he's a little quiet for this moment. We're reaching tall through the fingers, dropping the shoulders down. Keep that left hip spiraled back. Let's straighten up the front leg. Inhale to reach to the sky. And exhale to that flat back, reaching nice and long. Feeling this in the hamstring of the left leg. Take another inhale to shift those hips back, to shift the fingers forward. Now exhale, thigh, shin, floor. Take a few deep breaths here. Feeling that left hip pull back into alignment with the right. Inhale, rise to that flat back. And exhale, let it go just a little bit more into that ground. Very nice. Take a few moments to breathe here. We're going to turn this into our runner's lunge. So scooting back just a smidge more. My right heel is now lifted. Reach that right arm front and forward. And now spiral this open. Warrior two, opposite side. In our warrior two, squeeze the shoulder blades, drop them down. And let's take a few moments to settle in. We're pushing heavy through that left heel. That knee is pointing in the direction of the second to last toe. Those arms are strong, and you are breathing. As I check the lovely comments. Thanks, everyone. Oh, hey, it's Matt. Long time no see. All right. Now, you are more than welcome to take up more of your mat space. We talked about that. I'm a little limited at the moment, but that's okay. I'll share with you anytime. And turning this left palm up, let's inhale, reverse warrior. Keep that deep bend in the front knee. Again, it's like a bench seat for someone. And exhale back to warrior two. Feel nice, grounded, and strong. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. And again, inhale, reverse. Lengthen up and out of this hip. Still keep this bend in the front leg. Exhale, warrior two. And on our next inhale, side angle. Resting the front arm on the front leg. We can reach straight up to the ceiling, perhaps a little bit longer. Let's continue to breathe. Squeeze, like squeeze the muscle. Squeeze your left butt cheek, push it forward and through. I mean, you're at home. If you want to give yourself like a little test run, make sure you're squeezing it with your hand. We may also reach towards the ground. Just try to create that space between side, body, and leg. And open the heart towards the ceiling. Bring us back up to our warrior two. Still in that deep bend in that front leg. Inhale, reverse. Exhale for a quick side angle. Big, long reach though, in the duration of that breath. And back to warrior two as we continue to breathe. Lift up your right heel. Bring those hands to our heart center. And keeping that left knee bent, those toes facing straight on, step right into a chair. Very nice. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, sit that butt down and back, wiggle the toes for a quick second. Now, keeping the thumbs glued to your heart center, in fact, your chest radiating into those thumbs. Let's start rotating towards the right, working to get the left tricep on the outer thigh. If it doesn't get there, that's okay. Pull those knees back so they stay in alignment with each other. Sit that butt back. Perhaps use inhales to lengthen space, exhales to twist a bit more, knowing that regardless of where you are in this arch, that you're doing good. The back is getting a twist wherever we are, and that's what counts here. Maybe another big breath in, and a twisting exhale out. Turn this into our forward fold for a quick little shake. We've got some balancing to do with this left leg as our lead. So let's bend our knees. Inhale, circle sweep to the sky above. Exhale, sit down into a chair. I'm going to bring my hands to heart center. And then, as we continue to breathe, keep this left leg bent. We're going to gently place the right leg behind and hinge forward, heart above the knee. Let's bring our arms back for those airplane arms for a moment. And then shifting our weight all the way into our left foot, taking this into a warrior three, perhaps with airplane arms, or maybe reaching straight out. You're aiming to be a capital letter T. Give yourself like 3 to 5 breaths here. You do Brewski praise for being such a good boy during this time. Yep. Okay, stare in a corner. Okay. There are little bugs outside that are just fascinating to him and keeps him entertained. All right. In warrior three, try to dial the hips down so the right hip is down to stay in line with the left. Continuing to breathe here. Let's now bend our left knee slightly and reach on down for a standing split. We may bend the knee as much as needed. Maybe put those hands on that yoga block. And you don't always need the yoga block. A set of books, totally fine. Let's inhale, kick that right heel up a little bit more. Get your hands ready for that triangle point stance. On the next exhale, tuck that right leg behind the left and sit that left butt cheek behind the left heel. You have about 3 to 5 little single leg yogi squats. Now it's not about speed, it's truly about quality and the distance here. Try to really lift up that leg, bring it back and sit that butt low. But again, anywhere along this journey is totally fine. About 3 to 5. Maybe even it out with what you did on the opposite side. We do have a hold, so when you finish your set, we are back in standing split. Trying to really lift that right leg up, 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 higher and higher and higher. Let that head rest down and turn this into a forward fold. Having our feet about 2 fist distance apart. Keep your feet planted, but wiggle those knees. Rest those hands in the ragdoll stance and sway side to side. Nice. All right. 2 butt cheeks down. What else do we got? Let's bend our knees. Inhale, circle sweep up to the sky. We have a vinyasa intermission. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise to that flat back. Exhale, stepper, hop back to chaturanga. Elbows are in tight. And inhale, scoop this for up dog or low cobra. And exhale, back to down dog. From down dog, let's all lower those knees to the mat. Bring the big toes to touch. And child's pose, resting that forehead down. Spread your shoulder blades. Give your glutes, your yoga glutes, a moment to just kind of breathe and settle in here. Trying to get our heart rate down as we, oh, sorry, I scratched my eyeball and my nose. As we want to prep for some of our stretching poses. So take a big inhale, filling that stomach with air as it presses against your legs. And a big exhale. From here, let's walk those hands back. Sit down on our heels. I like the tops of my feet down for this next one. Think about turning your heels up so they're parallel, hands to thighs, hero pose. Take a moment to roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Now this might feel like a big stretch on those ankles, especially along the front. You're more than welcome to prop up at any point or to take a block or a book between your legs or thighs. We're going to try not to think about it by doing something else. So enter the tricep stretch. Right arm is up, pat yourself on the back. Keep that head up tall, grab onto that right muscle, and just hang out. Big, slow breaths, knowing that the benefit is in the patience here. Keep that head up tall. If you want, you can work this to a bind where the left hand comes behind and those fingertips meet. This is practicing your skill for making sure that you can loofah your whole back or sunblock everything. Now that the sun is out and we're going to be sunbathing at home, maybe only, wear your sunscreen. Let's gently release, open those arms up, turn those palms to the ceiling, and drop them down. My ankles get tired from that pretty fast, so we're going to switch up. Now tuck your toes under. This is for the bottom of your feet, your plantar fascia. Again, drive your heels next to each other. Sit that butt down. Less comfortable for me here, but we've got this. Enter the tricep stretch. Left arm up, pat yourself on the back, and grab onto that muscle. Big, slow breaths. Taking your hand behind your back for that bind if you'd like. Oh, I can't reach on this side, and that's okay. Try to keep your head up nice and tall, so space between your chin and chest. Reach those arms out to your side, this time thumbs down. Reach behind you as much as you can with straight arms. And bring this down. Coming back to all fours, give me 2 rounds, so 2 of each. Cat and cow. Exhales for cat, and inhale for cow. Really trying to move everything that you can. And a moment to sit back in child's pose. Lengthening long, spread your finger pads out. We're prepping for down dog. Let's tuck our toes underneath of us and return to that down dog. Kick up that right foot. And bending our right knee, let's drive the right knee towards the forehead. Now sweep the right knee towards the left elbow. Now the right elbow And now try to lift this leg up and then kick it back to that down dog. Hanging out in a three-legged down dog, feel that deeper stretch in that left leg. Now with our right leg, let's bend at the knee, open the hips for a hip opener. Hang out here for a few breaths. Maybe you can see that right heel beyond the left armpit, maybe not. Let's reframe the hips to the ground. Coming down into a plank, lift, we're going backwards now. Right knee to the right elbow, sweep it into the left, and step back to plank. And back to down dog. Let's bring this down to all fours. Right knee is going to lift up to the middle, then out to the side, and then kick it back, flexing that foot. Reversing that, let's bring it out to the side. Try to think of a nice wide hip to your right elbow, to the middle, and then kick it straight back. Reversing that, starting all the way, right knee to the middle, right knee passes the elbow out to the side, and kick back. Try to flex your foot. Reverse, bring it out to the side first, then to your right elbow, to the middle, and then place it down. Let's go back to down dog. Take a few deep breaths. Just trying to get some slow movement in those hips. Kicking up that left leg. Take a moment here. Let's bring the left knee towards the forehead and then bring it very close to the right elbow. Then the left elbow, kick it up and back to down dog. Opening up or bending that left knee, open up those left hips. So for now, lift those hips up pretty high. Good job, Brewski. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Reframe those hips back to the ground. And place this on down. We're going to bring this to all fours. Taking this right knee, just kidding, your left knee, bring it in the middle, and towards the left elbow, out, back, and around, flexing the foot. We're going to reverse that left leg out to the side first, then to the left elbow, then in between your two elbows, and kick it back. Reversing that, starting knee between the elbows, then to the left elbow, try to lift really high with this fire hydrant, kick back, and now to the side, to the in-between, Brewski, kick it back, and all fours. Yep, go. Give me 1 second. Come on, baby. Nope, inside, baby. Good boy. We're good. Okay, from your all fours position, sit back into your child's pose. Come on, Lisa. And bring it to a down dog. Hi, Lisa. Brewski's inside.
Oh, hi, sorry.
No, nothing to apologize for. All right, one more time. Plank pose. Squeezing nice, long, focusing inward. Bring those knees down and child's pose. Taking a few deep breaths here. Close your eyes. Feeling your back filling with air. And I know I'm running over. So we're gonna take a moment. I'm probably gonna mute on my side, but give yourself about 3 slow breath cycles. And when you're ready, in your own time, roll yourself on over and slowly wake on up. I apologize for going over. I just lost track of time today, but it was a good time. Let's make our way to a seated position. Give yourself a nice big inhale, reaching up super, super tall, and taking a final breath together, honoring each other here. Exhaling. Namaste. Thank you guys for your patience and for enjoying the deck with me and Brewski for most of it. So yeah, take care. That wasn't Brewski, that was the neighbor dog, but Brewski's inside. Anyways, take care everyone and see you around. Stay well.